All right, Explorer is what this E means in some of these deck titles. New playlist on the YouTube channel in the future. Explorer, for those that haven't been keeping up, is the new Pioneer adjacent format on Magic the Gathering Arena. What I mean by Pioneer adjacent is this format contains all of the Pioneer legal cards that currently exist on Magic Arena. The format differs a great deal from Historic, not only in terms of ban lists, for example, Winota Joiner of Forces legal in Explorer and not Historic, but also all those Modern Masters and Jumpstart cards and Strixhaven archives that are legal in Historic that warp the format, things like Unholy Heat, Faithless Looting, those aren't legal in Explorer. So it's actually really sweet that we now have two distinct non-rotating formats on Magic Arena, one with more powerful cards and digital designs and rebalances, and one that's paper adjacent for people that are into that sort of thing. I just love playing lots of different Magic formats, so if this format is fun and interesting, it's definitely going to be something that's going to be in my regular rotation. I'm excited in general to have now 4 different 60 card constructed formats to bounce between on Magic Arena, between Standard, Alchemy, Explorer, and Historic. You know, one of the best things about Magic is simply, hey, there's tons of great ways to play it, and this is just another great way, hopefully, to play it that we can bounce between. So, Winota needs no introduction if you're familiar with her when she was Standard or Historic legal, so quite the terror of a card. When a non-human creature you control attacks, you look at the top 6 cards of your deck and put a human from among them onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So the kind of nut straw with this deck is turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Legion Warboss, make a token attack, turn 3 cast Winota, Legion Warboss makes another token, attack with 3 things, get 3 Winota triggers, and then hopefully find a mix of Tovolars, Huntmasters, and Angrath Marauders here to really punch your opponent for a bunch of damage. You'll note that while this card generates a little bit larger swings, this card's a little bit easier to cast and gives us more board presence, so I am favoring playing more of these. You can definitely play a more high-rolly build of Winota, maxing out on Angrath Marauders, and even playing obnoxious things like Agent of Treachery. However, there's going to be a lot of games of Magic, especially in Best of 3, where we're going to be playing this deck where your Winota just dies or you don't draw it, so being able to cast your bombs more readily is going to have a lot of value. Let's go ahead and jump on into some matches with this. Our first matches of Explorer and see how it goes. But before we do that...
Jeff Hoagland fans! Cool Stuff Inc. is partnering with Jeff on a special, limited edition, all-metal vampire token. This is a one-time only production run, with each token individually numbered and totally unique. Pre-orders are only open from April 18th through May 1st. After that, they'll never be offered again. Don't miss your chance to get one of these unique tokens by going to the address on the screen now. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff.
For the regulars, you're going to see that one a few times. I'm going to be rolling that after each deck before we jump into the matches today and tomorrow, because I want to push those a little bit before the sales close at the end of Sunday night. Alright, limited run. Sales will close at midnight EST on Sunday. Yes, because we had a set release and we had server issues that prevented me from playing Magic yesterday. I am going to do a weekend stream this weekend. At least tomorrow, maybe Sunday too. We'll see how the metrics look tomorrow. I see it looks fine. Needs to draw a land, but if it draws a 3rd land, Fable means we're likely to draw a 4th. Fast Bond lands, thanks for the prime. I really appreciate the support. I wouldn't be able to be without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. Out of the frying pan and into the oven, shit. Drawing Angrath's Marauders. How I've missed you. They do ship to Europe. However, there are customs and stuff like that that you'll have to pay, so I don't know what the shipping cost is like offhand. Oh, Jelly Bean! Thank you for the tier 2 and for the 26 months. I missed Heat on too. Thanks for the 23. I appreciate sticking around for almost 2 years. Thomas! God, I'm just totally out of it. I was in the zone deck teching, chat. Thanks for 32 months. Okay, so I think we ditched these two. Now I have a decision to make. Small indie company gets fledgling client up and running. So I could Innkeeper into Cathar. However, if I just Innkeeper, that gives me the potential to play Huntmaster next turn if I draw an untapped land, which has a lot of value. So I think I'm just attacking for 3, and I'm going to pay the 4 to kill their Epicure. Wow, really surprised at no block there. Yeah, Tovolar, the Huntmaster is so much better than Angrath's Marauders into the decks that tend to have counterplay to this deck. Whereas Angrath's Marauders is obviously better if you're trying to linear people. There could honestly be an argument to playing... There could be an argument to playing more Angrath's Marauders in the sideboard for when we want to just linear race people. I could see that being the case. I almost assuredly need to be playing around Meathook Massacre, right? So I think I'm just going to pass here. Okay, so the Fatal push here is actually kind of good for us because it's indicative of them not having a Meathook in hand currently. You can type exclamation point deck in chat to get a link to the deck list for importing. And now Huntmaster is big enough that it won't die to Meathook, which is great. Yeah, Adanto ain't quite what she used to be into Meathook. Solid W there without actually combo killing our opponent. We want portable holes and Skyclave apparitions for sure. I think Brutal Cathar is actually kind of mediocre here. I think I probably want at least a couple of other humans if I'm cutting Brutal Cathar, so I have at least 8 hits here for Winota to find. Trim a Gilded Goose, and honestly, probably just... I wonder if it's Adanto Vanguard we just cut. This card is like really mediocre into their stuff. Just like play a Thalia. I'll play a couple of Thalias, go down to 1 Goose. Yeah, Thalia makes their meat hooks a little more expensive too, which is nice. Gosh, Voice of Resurgence? There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Oh yeah, I'd assume the Pioneer version of this deck plays Elvish Mystic. I really hope Elvish Mystic is on the short list of cards we'll get sooner rather than later for this format. Elvish Mystic is much better than Gilded Goose. Like by a significant margin. Oh, Sloth, good shout. They can't have Meat Hook because they have Wellspring. Man, that does not seem worth it. Meat Hook is cracked, chat. Play more Meat Hook. I get the Fable going here. I don't think there's any reason to just jam Winota into a potential Fatal Push when they Fatal Pushed this aggressively last game. Oh, I guess I don't want to offer this trade, huh? This is a bad attack, I forgot. It's been so long since I played against Cat Oven chat. Mistakes were made. Yeah, my plan moving forward is that we're going to be doing a little bit more Magic content in the short term at least. Maybe the longer term if metrics look good. There seems to be a lot of organic excitement around Explorer. I'm interested in exploring the format as well personally, so we're gonna be doing 3 Magic decks a day instead of the 2 we've been doing for a little bit. Do Explorer, Standard, and then either Alchemy or Historic as a third. Yeah, there's a lot of formats to play, and there's a lot of decks in those formats I want to poke at. Do they have Fatal Push to the Electric Boogaloo? Ray'll do it too. My Winota. Do 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 do. Jody, thanks for the 30 months. Welcome back. No reason to attack into their 2/2. They're gonna sack the 2/2 and bring the cat back. The cat came back the very next turn. Oh, the cat came back. Nope. It decided to stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. Vomit. Okay, so I'm gonna get to attack with 3 things next turn with Winota. My Winota. Do 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 do. Pew, do, 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 do. Hand's perfect. Oh, they're gonna get to sack the artifact to kill my Innkeeper. So we'll get 2 triggers. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. Good job, opponent. Well played. I think we're probably dead here, honestly. If I hadn't messed up the attack, that's pretty good. If I hadn't messed up the attack with my Innkeeper into their onboard thing, you'd be in a good spot. This probably means we're in the game still, though. So we get to get rid of this. I think this is a good attack, right? Is there any onboard trick that I'm missing that makes this a bad attack? We missed the onboard trick last time, so I want to double check. I don't think so, right? And if they brick here, they need to brick twice. So they do have a blood token. But if they do brick twice, we get to Skyclave them again next turn. Brick by glorious brick. And they're getting priority here, but like, they have Oni Culti and Volanda Creature Land. That could give them priority, so. Any non-human creature we can cast off the top. So we bottomed 12 cards. And we haven't seen any of our big humans yet. Am I supposed to attack with Reflection here to get a trigger? We're definitely going to play some Grixis in Standard. Yeah, finding Wolf Titan has a lot of upside. And this is the other upside to Wolf Titan, chat. Wolf Titan makes wolves that allow us to re-trigger Winota. So in addition to being great with Reflection, it also lets us get these to get more Winota triggers the following turn. What are we here, to not trigger Winota? And we also didn't cast a spell this turn, so now Huntmaster is going to flip over right away, yeah. Oh! Milk Pan, thanks for the follow. And yeah, welcome back, Good Fiend. Hey, chat, you want to see a trick? They figured it out. Rats. That's fine. We're still in a pretty... Alright, in less of an okay spot. Because they actually just drew 2 removal spells. Wait. What happened? Wait, what happened? Did their spell disappear? Are my wolves still here? Yeah, I think chat's right. It didn't let me block with these. That's a hell of a bug. Yeah, I wasn't offered blockers. Okay, so this is not on the stack and these are not in play. Wild. Who will win, chat? 2 pack leaders and a small army of wolves, or 2 witches, ovens, and a cat? Oh my gosh! It grouped the wolves that don't actually exist with the wolves that do exist. Oh gosh, is it a shame we don't have 1 more land, shit. Yeah, I think we're gonna get drained out, chat. Am I supposed to hold this up? So even if I fight something, they're not dead, right? Because they can animate. They're at a virtual 15. They're at a virtual 15, even if they animate, because they have a food. They're gonna drain me for 1, 2 more, and they drain me for 3, 4 more next turn. So I'm not quite dead yet, but I think I want to save a pack leader activation. I think I want to save a pack leader activation to be able to to be able to fight something on defense next turn, potentially. I think we're good if we don't die. The problem is they can gain a bunch of life, right? So like not only does the cat loop gain them life, but they can sack foods to gain 3. Hopefully we just draw an untapped land that doesn't hurt us. We're gonna draw a pathway so we can Angrath Marauder. Okay, now this time around, they can gain 2, 3. Let's assume they can gain 9, and they have 5 blockers. They could gain 9, and they have 5 blockers, because I can kill 1. So they would block 2 plus 3 of these, and then 10, 13 get through. Well, if they activate creature lands to block, they're not gaining life with the food. So it's actually more beneficial to gain life with food rather than animate a creature land. So I believe they're dead, right? They block 2 of these. They block 3 of these. They take 10, 13. They're gaining 9. I think we actually have them exactly dead. Yeah, chat, they have saying they have 5 blockers counts killing something pre-combat. I believe we have them for Exexies. You could fight a non-cat to prevent a life. How? So we fight now. Yeah, I believe we actually have them exactly dead. No, I counted that. This is 3 plus 3 plus 3. Oh, wait. No, wait. No, I think so. Yeah. I think I counted that right. They have a treasure. They could get 6 blockers plus gain 3, but then they're not gaining 6. I believe they're dead. I don't know. Figure it out. Because now they're taking 11, but they're gaining less life, right? They gain 3, 6, and they go to 10. Now they're dead by 1. They could have technically been 1 life higher, but they'd still be exactly dead with that. Okay. It's a start. We actually didn't even do anything busted with Winota that game. We like got 1 6/6 out of 3 triggers. Yeah, Wolf Titan really looking impressive there, showing, getting to flex why it's the threat we're playing. feels Magic the Gathering, man. Garuda. Sweet memes are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Garuda did get a new clone in New Capenna. 3, 4, 5. We could die here, chat. Alright, no clone. They took my Winota. Do they have humans to get? Yeah, I guess some of the... Is there a clone that's also a shapeshifter? There might be. So the opponent's deck, for people that haven't seen it before, is a combo mill deck. So if they hit enough clones, they basically just deck us out with Gigan. Well, they haven't hit any clones yet. They're either incredibly unlucky. Wow, they've milled 3 Winotas in the top cards of our deck. I think we're actually just dead, right? Feels dead. Yeah, they can't play Glass Pool. Definitely want my Spellbinders. Probably trim Cathar. Keep this one. I'm mulligan that first one because it just like didn't have a Winota in sight. This at least has card selection from Fable of the Mirror Breaker. This matchup seems like a race, so. This deck's really bad when you're unlucky, chat. Wallach, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. My body is ready to get milled out, chat. Cut a land and add a 5th Winota. It works in paper, right? They found a Massacre Worm. So we're gonna concede. Yeah, our 5-stack session last night was great, Breadboxer. Honestly, chat, playing this deck in Explorer really makes me kind of mad that it's banned in Historic. Because Historic is such a higher power level than this format. And, like, has Unholy Heat as a format staple. It's just like, it really drives home that my opinion of their ban list management is accurate. Hey, thanks for the 40 months, Scissor. I am doing all right. Life is well. Why did I attack with that? To send a message, chat. It's the answer. Lord Bio, thanks for the 24 months. Welcome back. Actually didn't really comment too much on Muskin Twitter. So, you know, billionaires doing billionaire things. I guess we did have one comment. The Musk buying Twitter really puts to bed the whole billionaires don't actually have liquid cash if they don't want to. Their stuff is tied up in investments. They can't just make money out of nowhere. Speaking of Bruce Wayne, have you watched Batman yet? I haven't actually. That's on HBO now, right? If I have HBO Max, I should get that into my watch queue. I'm gonna spend a mana to deal an extra damage here. My little Toriel, thank you for the 21 months. Welcome back. Okay, so sequencing mistake here. They could have exiled this in response to me making a token and taking 3 less, but we'll take it. And the 35 months ghosted. Welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and play this out because it doesn't die to Meat Hook or Languish or Ritual of Soot, he says before getting Cruxifated. Shroom Dog, thanks for the 32. Welcome, welcome. It's actually just impossible to play around sweepers in 2020. Whatever fucking year it is. Yours to actually be like meaningful, interesting decisions about like how you attacked and how you sequenced your stuff. And just non-existent in Fire Magic design. Yeah, Crux of Fate's Explorer legal. It's a Konstantar card. Oh, send the bird in and give it 1/1. That's actually a good suggestion. Diversifying my attack across more things is a good idea. Alright, so they're a Mopey control deck, so we'll cut these Brutal Cathars, and we'll bring in Thalias and Spellbinders. We'll trim Geese as well. I'm bring in a Valorous Stance to protect my Dorko. Think I like it? Click submit. Turn 2 Legion Warboss against the control deck. Cause it's a sneaper keeper. Goblin's gonna get you. Sneep papa, keep papa. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And this ends up being fine too because we get to go ahead and Thalia now. We were gonna Adanto Vanguard, but we'll definitely play the Disruptive Dork instead. Yeah, chat, most of the good cards from Pioneer are already on Arena. It's like a lot of the games are gonna be very similar to Pioneer, which is why it was smart of them to add the format. Miss Landrop, I cast Thalia. They're incredibly skill-based games. I mean, theoretically, the Oops All Sweepers decks are probably kept in check by something like what we're playing, right? Our deck actually is relatively resilient to sweeps. Oh, by the way, for the Pokemon Unite fans in the audience, their official Twitter tweeted that apparently the changes to passive XP are a bug. Chat, I have a Winota in my opener, so I'm keeping this 2-lander. So that's interesting. I don't know actually if I'm glad to hear it. I kind of liked the lower XP. Come on, you're taking the Winota. There's 3 more bosses. Draco Melitia, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Alright, untapped land, please. Have we died? I think we've died. If they play a 3-drop, we're probably dead. Why do you prefer the lower XP? I think the games are more interesting when the center path character is not nearly as powerful. Oh yeah, we're super dead. I think our keep was fine for what it's worth. I'd keep my hand again, chat. No regrets. Like if we hit a 3rd land there, that hand on the play is very good. Even if we miss on 4, we just needed to hit one land in 2 draws. Honestly, in 3 draws. If we had hit it on turn 3, or 4, we might have had a shot too. Oh, yeah, I don't know. That could be a translation thing too, Breadbox. They didn't give us an English post, so I'm not sure there. That was pretty peak Magic Arena Shuffler, though, chat. We finally We finally drew a Winota, we got Thought Seized, and didn't draw lands. I guess having 2 of these in our opener is not particularly good. Does Arena still need restarts? Not that I'm aware of. If it's still leaking memory, it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. Alright, land please. Yeah, we're gonna play Unite at the end of the stream, right? Yeah, solo queue after the reset is rough. For sure. I ended up 5 stacking last night, having a pretty good session. And now they just have removal up, right? So like, my Winota's not gonna get to do anything. We know they have a removal spell because they elected not to bring back this and not to bump this and not to equip this. So a lot of things they could have done with their mana and instead are holding mana up. Not me. Judge! If I pay 4 life again, does this still work? Anyone? Judge? I get indestructible back if I pay 4, right? I don't know how I feel about Explorer yet, but I definitely feel like the Shufflers bent us over today. It's not been a particularly pleasant morning of Magic so far. I almost cut a land from this deck too, believe it or not. Our deck's playing 24 lands and 10 mana dorks, and I was like, maybe that's too many. The Shufflers definitely decided to let us know that that is in fact not too many. Thanks, Monkey. Thanks for the 2.5 years. Welcome back. Is Teferi Time Raveler legal in this format, chat? No. God bless. God bless us, everyone. I mean, we're not not flopping around without a combo piece, Drunk Olive. I'm just gonna time you out. You haven't even been watching the games and you're like shitting on my deck. Like, we just actually haven't gotten to play Magic. Like, in fact, most of the games we've won haven't involved... Most of the games we've won haven't even involved playing, haven't even involved comboing our opponent. We've put 2 creatures into play off of Winota. Like, we haven't been flipping Angrath Marauders and going crazy. We just, like, literally just keep getting stuck on 2 lands in our 24-land deck. It's just Magic the Gathering. It has nothing to do with our deck. Sometimes you just don't get to play when you play Magic. Math Teacher Gaming, thanks for the 38 months. Welcome back. I assume we're dead here, just stuck on 2 lands perpetually. Yeah, exactly that. There's a huge difference between this deck's not good because it didn't draw the combo and we literally haven't gotten to play the game. Like the 3rd or 4th game in a row where you just like haven't drawn a 3rd land after keeping 2. And it's not like we needed the 3rd land immediately on 3, we just needed it before turn 5. Yeah, we also, not only did I keep a 2-lander this game, but I also drew 2 extra cards. Can you believe people think this is a big brain intellectual game and not something you should just play for fun? There are real living, breathing human beings that think playing matches of Magic makes you smart. I enjoy Magic Chat because gambling can be fun on occasion, even if it is also frustrating on occasion. Oh, I messed up. I forgot I was getting a treasure token here. Sorry, did I say messed up? I meant tactically didn't put Huntmaster into play before I got Agent of Treachery. And then Yori and Agent of Treachery. I just want to get to play a game. Well, like, you know, play more than 2 lands in 6 turns. Batch is great. Buddy Berry and Square Shield changes are A+. Magic definitely has a high waiting to play the game to time actually playing ratio, as an accurate summary of the game. Especially when you're playing on Magic Arena and a lot of this opponent's actually playing pretty quickly. They're actually within a few seconds of me. But typically speaking, when I'm playing Magic Arena, my opponent is sometimes double-digit minutes down on clock compared to me. Is there merit to playing Paradise Druid or Innkeeper for usable mana? No. I mean, yes, obviously, but it's less explosive. The life gain on Innkeeper is also really valuable in things like the Cat Oven matchup. So, Innkeeper lets you play Winota on 3 and attack and get a trigger right away. Sun Sporadic Penguin, thanks for the sub gifty, appreciate it. Played 3 lands in 3 turns, chat. It's almost like we're cheating. I mean, at this point, we've drawn Warboss more than Winota, if that's what you mean. I'll play turn 2 Warboss, they'll play turn 3 Anger of the Gods. It's a tale as old as time, really. Oh my gosh, they can't play Anger on 3, chat. Roll out. Roll out. Draw Yorion. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. Show me your secrets. Oh, you know what? I could have shocked this in to attack with this and still play Llanowar Elf this turn. I already played my land for the turn. I'm dumb. Sorry, Jay. I thought we were on turn 4. I forgot we were on the draw. Ignore me. So if they have another white card here, they can 4-for-1 Winota. They do not. Their deck's a lot worse without fires. No, their deck's a lot worse when I play a third land. Weird. Weird. Well, I'm glad we drew this. I clicked on the wrong side of that by mistake. Just gonna go ahead and cast this off the food, kind of showing us why this card's way worse than an extra elf. You see, chat, greed, for a lack of a better term, is good. I don't know. Playing with this deck has kind of convinced me Winota should be unbanned in Historic, not banned in Explorer. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. Oh, he finally did the thing, chat. Oh, it only took us 1 hour and 4 minutes and 47 seconds. But we finally did the thing. It was bound to happen eventually, right? We couldn't possibly just constantly brick all day, right? I think this doesn't attack in profitably. I just want more removal spells. We'll cut this and these for that. Now Winota needs to be banned because that happened once. Yep. Honestly, so my big thought... So I think this deck's probably competitive because it is doing something that's overtly powerful when it works. However, playing this definitely confirms in my mind that Winota should be legal in Historic because this deck is definitely less consistent and more disruptible than Blue-Red Phoenix. And it's so weird that Blue-Red Phoenix gets to be this powerful, omnipresent threat, and Winota is banned when she dies to Doomblade. Not to mention, like, Unholy Heat is everywhere in Historic. I hope Eidolon is in the first set of cards they add to bring Explorer towards Pioneer. Eidolon of the Great Revel would be a good card for punishing greed in Historic. That card, speaking of Phoenix, that card is nuts against Phoenix. And some consistency via Fauna Shaman. That's pretty minimal. And that also dies to Doomblade. I'm not 100% confident in all of the details in this Explorer deck, but I was looking at a bunch of Winota lists before I put this list together, and there are so many people not playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker in this archetype. Play Fable of the Mirror Breaker, chat. This card is correct. Yes, copying both Marauders and the Wolf Titan are fantastic. You could just get, yeah, it also helps you ramp into casting this card too. It just like actually does everything you want to be doing for it. Yes, this is 4x damage per creature. This deck's really sweet when you actually get to cast your spells. And not even just the games where we like run our opponents down. The games where we're like playing fair Magic feel good. Yeah, honestly, the games without Winota are kind of more interesting and fun, but you kind of need an effect like Winota provides to typically be competitive in a format like Explorer. You need some big bursty nut straws to keep your win rate up, basically. way, chat, for the regulars, if anybody's around Twitch on the weekend, I am going to be streaming my normal Magic Day tomorrow, at least, and probably Sunday as well. So we can fit in. We've got a bunch of decks and formats I want to be playing with and poking out. The only answer is more stream time. Alright, welcome to the jam. I hope you're ready to slam. My Winota. You got a 2-for-1 her with the white card that lets them pitch something. Discount tire is who replaced the tires on my car when we got a nail. What do they pitch? They pitched a farewell. My Winota. They about to tell us to settle down, chat? Feels like they're about to tell us to settle down. Now, thankfully, even if they tell us to settle down here, we have 8 power left over. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Get in the box, Gandalf! In the box! Sweep the leg. This is another reason I want this card to be legal in Historic, chat. Having a deck that preys on mopey control decks is something Historic desperately needs. Historic desperately needs a creature deck that's capable of shoving control in a box. And this is the other part. I actually think decks like this are a very good best deck to have in a format. I'm not even sure that this is the best deck in Explorer. But if it is, I think that's a good thing because this deck cares about discard spells, it cares about counter spells, it cares about removal. Mid-range decks have a lot of counterplay against a deck like this. Well, and that's the thing too, Violet. It also cares about sideboard silver bullets, right? On top of it, you being able to interact with it with a bunch of normal Magic cards you want to play anyways, it also cares about Grafdigger's Cage. So it gets hit on so many axes. There's so many meaningful ways to have counterplay. Yeah, Swift Spear and Eidolon would definitely be in my list of cards I hope we get sooner rather than later. I think they're cards that do a good job of keeping formats honest. Containment Priest is also legal, accurate. I think I'm supposed to ditch a Huntmaster here. Show me your secrets. I agree that Cat Oven is gross. I am going to exile Shark Typhoon, chat, because Shark Typhoon can't be cycled from exile, so it's basically turning this into an 8-mana narrow card. If they want to spend all of their mana exiling my Legion Warboss this turn, I'm okay with that. Means they don't get to Deluge. As much as it pains me to say it, Beetle, yeah, the Emerge Spaghetti Monsters are probably far off. I agree, I would love to cast those cards too. Elder Deep Fiend is just everything I want to do with a Magic the Gathering card, but it's definitely a low demand thing. Attack with just this and see what they do. Well, EDF's a cast trigger, so Reflection doesn't do anything with it. Chill on this land to I'm gonna, I'm actually gonna do it at end of turn here, because I don't want them to be able to march it in response without pitching cards. Don't they have like a Teferi here? Yeah, or Wandering Emperor. Happy Friday, thanks. Assume they're getting rid of Reflection.
The energy of battle, then guide it like water.
Dear deck, one of your finest Winotas, please.
This is what you get for hurting my people. See you later.
Good God, I despise that card. It's such a miserable design. It's such a miserable design. Just actual, factual, zero counterplay in any way, shape, or form. Hand's really good. Play another tapped land for me. I think we just jam, right? They didn't show us any 2-mana counter spells. They showed us a bunch of absorbs. I haven't seen a Censor, and I know they have a bunch of absorbs. I don't remember them cycling Censor. I don't know. It's not like they're not less likely to have a counterspell this turn, right? Like their odds of having a counterspell are higher on turn 3. Actually, do I just play the Legion Warboss and attack? Nah, I want that as a follow-up if they sweep me. This is gonna get absorbed. Yeah, so it's right to jam into the Censor last turn for sure. You could maybe make the argument I'm supposed to be conservative and attack, get the treasure, and play around the Censor. They did miss the land drop.
Now you've done it. You are not much of a roadblock.
Is make disappear better than Censor? The cards do fundamentally different things. Also, like, their deck doesn't have a ton of creatures in it. Actually impossible to play around sweepers. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to play around Censor on turn 2 with the post-combat Winota. In rare form? You mean just average typical Magic the Gathering in 2022 form?
Run away. You'll be safer. Guards, to me.
Trust me, you'll thank me later. You need to slow down.
One Winota off the top, please. We've already played like 3 Winotas this game, right? 2.
Keep watch for intruders.
Ank, we're dead. They missed the land drops. They have 2 spells in hand. Would it really be a control matchup on Magic Arena if your opponent didn't come out of the tank with the best possible line? Oh, man. This deck doesn't seem very good. Playing with this deck makes me feel like I've seen a lot of people talking about Winota needing to be banned in Pioneer, and it definitely just feels like Magic players are giant fucking crybabies. Is it better in full Pioneer? It gets like another Llanowar Elf, which is like something. Voice helps quite a bit. Does it? Did you not? Were you watching a different match of Magic when I got farewelled 30 seconds ago? I was here getting farewelled, where Voice of Resurgence would have just been a grizzly bear that got exiled. I would bet that this deck is better in Best of 1, but also the people complaining about this deck in Pioneer aren't playing Best of 1. They're playing Best of 3 on Magic Arena, or on Magic Online. Offer this trade. No, Field of the Dead's not legal in this format. Well, yeah, I mean, people playing a deck like Mono Green and then complaining they're losing to the combo deck they can't interact with definitely sounds like peak Magic the Gathering players. Did Winota get changed or just unbanned? This is not historic. This is the new Pioneer format, Forklift. So she's still banned for some ass backwards reason in historic. This card's just been an absolute beating every time it's been cast against us too. I don't like, it feels like we almost never beat this card. My lukewarm take, Fast Bond Lands, is that Field of the Dead was always fine and people are just giant babies. It is so strange to me that people complained about Field of the Dead in formats where you literally get killed on turns 3 and 4. Like, I fundamentally don't understand why the card that doesn't even begin working until turns 5, 6, and 7 is too strong in formats where you literally don't get to take a 4th and 5th turn in many games. Completely agree distinctly. Thump! Thanks for sticking around for over 4 years. Welcome back. I like Field of the Dead too. I think decks that punish control decks are good. I think Pain Lands would change the format in a meaningful way. No, not at all. Archivist, they're not playable. We don't have a shortage of dual lands in this format. And we're just dead here, right? Like, they have Yorion, they have Kiki, they have Agent of Treachery. Our deck is kind of fun when it gets to work, and it's maybe playable. It definitely doesn't seem particularly good, though. I am honestly shocked that people complain about this deck. I guess I'm not shocked that people... I am shocked at the power level of this deck based on the amount of complaining people do about it. And Winota should definitely just be unbanned in Historic, because Historic is a much higher power level in this format. Yeah, it's going to be our last match of Explorer Beetle. We're gonna flip over to some standard after this. I'm pretty over this archetype. Well, we'll fire it up and spin the wheel on occasion, but it feels like if you're someone who enjoys Winota, this deck seems competitive and you can enjoy Winota and win matches with it. But if you're not someone that's like, oh man, I gotta play Winota, I wouldn't recommend this deck based on power level. It doesn't feel particularly busted. Which honestly is a good place for it to be. Having a unique creature combo deck that is playable, but not you must play this, is good. Does that gain anything in Historic? You get to play Fauna Shaman to add a touch of consistency, but even that's just another grizzly bear that dies to shock, right? We're gonna play Grixis Super Friends to start in Standard. So, I looked at a bunch of lists that had Chariot in it, and I don't think a single game we have lost would have been meaningfully changed by having an Azeka's Chariot in my deck. We've lost to stuff like Farewell and Agent of Treacheries and not having lands. None of our losses today would have been meaningfully different with the Nazika's Chariot over one of our other spells. Actual none. And you know what also gets fully swept up by Farewell? Azeka's Chariot. Yeah, we don't have lots of leftover creatures. All right, now they're gonna Agent of Treachery us, right? Oh, Thalia stops them from doing that this turn. All right, here's a 6/6 for you. Go ahead, enjoy. I'm a giver, chat, so I wanted my opponent to have a 6/6 here. Chat, I think there are a ton of perfectly fine cards to hit with Winota. I think Tovolar's Huntmaster is the best one by a lot, and whatever ones you want to play outside of Tovolar's Huntmaster, go nuts. Our deck hasn't had a problem winning games when we put Winota into play and then attacking and triggering her. So like the suggestions people are making aren't solving problems that the deck has. Like when you're attacking with Winota, your opponent's gonna die. That's just how the deck works. The problem is this is a deck that is interactable in so many different ways. You got by counter spells, discard spells, removal spells, Grafdigger's Cage, sweepers shove you in a trash can in various ways. Like, there's so much counterplay to this archetype. And yeah, your nuts draws are nuts, and sometimes you grind people out. But that's just how it be sometimes. That's just how it be. Well, probably, honestly, chat, this deck felt very comparable to playing Shamans in Historic. Boy, golly, are your nut draws nuts and crazy and silly and fun. and occasionally you can grind people out with a little card advantage, but your average case scenario is honestly just kind of mediocre. Yeah, it gave me big shaman vibes, where like, when we do something really silly, it's really silly and it's fun, but a lot of the time there was just a lot of counterplay and we just got shoved in a trash can. Prototype, thanks for the